everybody goes, yes, LeBron. So, like, if that's you think I want people in slavery when you're actually facilitating it on a global scale? Go ahead, and then you get on stage saying, "Oh, well, we should just have human connection." No. I mean, finish my point, Chris, before you go no with your soft little voice, your soft ass.
Yeah, let's Bradley, and then you can respond directly, Chris.
Because you guys keep jumping in, and I don't really care about your little world utopia view that we need to have connection. Like, it's fucked up that Nike is able to go to another nation and that government for a few fucking coins is willing to enslave its population. That tells me all I need to know about human nature and people that espouse saying, I just want a utopia, but you're willing to exploit others. Your hypocrisy is dripping. The disdain that I have for people like you is enormous. And what I really think is that if a country is willing to give away its people, enslave its people, then they are the problem, and you either have a choice. Either fight or bend the knee and put the widget and the shoelace and the eyelet and whatever you got to do is sew that seeker up and fucking sell it in America for $400 when you basically pay 10 cents for one kid to fucking make that thing and lose a finger in the process.
I hope
it's called an anglet, by the way, the little plastic tips.
I did not know that.
So, interestingly enough, well, Kitty was raising a point that was actually from something that happened yesterday, more so than the point that you were trying to make. Even Brad was saying that slavery never went away. So, I mean, it's not a far reach. When people argue from the way that things are and they get angry at the idea of change, it's often not about what's possible at all. It's about avoiding responsibility. Because, I mean, if you can admit that things can be different, then you have to ask yourself, okay, well, what's my role in keeping things the same? And that's uncomfortable.
Okay,
right?
so
oh my goodness. Oh my gosh. Hold on.
Start the fake outrage.
Yeah, we just got fake outrage during your turn. We can go to Kitty next, but it's fine then.
It's easy. It's just easier to say that, that's just how the world works. Than for us to actually face how you might benefit from it, how you might protect it, how you might stay silent in it. And it's not that change isn't realistic. It's just that responsibility is. It's just inconvenient. And so this resistance is not about logic. It's about fear. Because once you see it, you can't unsee it. So now you got to choose. Do you want to fix it? Or you just want to keep pretending that everything is fine? Because I've heard points that say that everything is not fine. It's just changed. And so you're interested in protecting it? Or do you want to change it? Do you see yourself benefiting from it?
God, you gotta land it, man. I'm with you without being rude to you. Yeah, I'm with you without being rude. Well, or on this crap, like it's all this metaphysic bullshit, like drama stuff, and then you say one thing that actually somebody can get some utilize from it, and I think that because you're going with this whole dramatic thing about it all, no one's hearing what you're saying. Yeah, if you're going to do something about it, you're either a part of the solution or you're a part of the problem. And what Brad is saying is that you do have to feel. You have to be a part of this world. You have to get your hands dirty. It's not about racism. It's about being a human. And you can still, and I think it was Guava that talked about being mutually exclusive. Things aren't necessarily one or the other. They can both actually work in tandem or, at the same time. You can treat others with respect and still have a pursuit of a perfect human, you just got this weird view of, it's almost like that, and I'm sorry to say this is not a personal attack. I'm being just friend to friend here. It sounds like the atypical definition you hear people talk about a millennial being entitled. You know what I mean? Like get a part of the earth, like world. Like, I don't know. I just feel like if it's working for you, stay in cloud nine. As for me and my family and friends, like that's just not reality.
What's the argument about? What's going on? What's the debate about?
Well, friends are not that mad about slavery.
I thought it sounded more like a classic capitalism, communism.
Yes.
You can't get. There's no such thing as a free lunch. You can't get energy out of nothing.
Yes.
So if you expect to eat, it's because you fucking they'd have to go out and hunt.
Yeah, that's what it was about.
Jimmy, can I ask you something? Can you show me one prime example outside of the U.S. where socialism has been successful?
Sweden, Finland, the Nordics.
No, I wouldn't. Those are actually more free market than us. You could say in terms of Sweden and Finland. I actually would disagree. I think by our moral standards, they're certainly not. So the answer, Brad, is no. I would say all governments, all societies have a blend, right? Like even our army, you could say, is nationalized, right? We have a national army. Right?
I'm
So
going to speed this
you
up.
do have to have.
I'm going to put in the chat. This is the dumbest, lowest IQ conversation. I'll just write welcome back to another episode of Low IQ Dumb People Making Dopamine. Wasting time.
Someone's got to chop down the trees. Someone's got to split the logs. Someone has to light the match. Someone has to get it going. You can find ways that split that work so that everybody feels like involved. But the more complicated the energy input output system is, the more likely you have to rely on individual incentives.
Thank you,
Because human interaction is all part of it. I think that's sort of like the bigger picture.
It's human interactions, but also the world. The world is not going to give you a fire. You have to make it.
Right, of course. Yeah. But there's even inside of raw capitalism, it's like it's not 100% transactional. There's always people involved in whatever deal and in the deals. So
Did you hear
I
Monica
think
there?
that was
Monica was
when you
like
sort of
whispering
pit
through the
against
chatter.
humanism
Coach Maga,
versus
so
capitalism.
kick 'em.
It's not
So as soon as they kick me, I'm gonna go to my other account. Then my other account, I'm just gonna keep going in until I have no more accounts, and then
Like,
I'll end
there's that classic saying of like, my family.
We're
yeah,
41
it's not my
minutes
fault.
into
We're
stupidity.
socialist. Yeah, like fucking, my kids don't put in the work, right? And then the further out you go, the more I'm not gonna feed somebody else's kids, right? I mean, maybe my neighbor, right? But like, if you give me 1,000 kids, I'm not gonna be able to, right? Like, at a certain point, I need other people to put in the work, and they have to take care of their own kids, right? So it's like you could say it's a failing of human ability to extend the love beyond the immediate, right? Although again, 1,000 kids is like I can only make so many fires.
Miss
right?
Lopez
And if I'm gonna
Aguirre.
make a fire, I'm gonna make sure that my kids are under that fire.
Miss Lopez. I don't know if you know who Miss Lopez is, but she's this fat piece of shit blob who's been on this app forever. I mean, she's actually somewhat of a nice person. She's, well, maybe not. Who knows? But these people really dislike me, which is, what I really like to know is, it's just wonderful. Like, to be despised, to be hated by people. But really, all I try to do is just hold up a mirror. That's all I am, and they just hate it. It's
charity doesn't or can't exist, right? Like, I can, help a little here and there, right? But like, that assumes an abundance on my part already.
But hold up. There's too many white people, one in accord and an agreement and talking about politics. So clearly one of us is wanting slavery. Which one is it? Not me. Jack, I'm out.
Not it.
So, I know. It was in Jack. That's why I was like, what in the world? What you said? You said it about Brad, Chris. You're saying.
No. I mean, Brandon also said that it never ended while you were coming off mic, right? I recognize that too. It hasn't.
I haven't heard anything about what's happening in China. There are literal children's sweatshops that are no different than slavery.
Of slavery.
so I put super stupid hypnosis and how to waste time in the chat.
He's saying, look at
Wait, I can't hear what Samoa saying. Hold on.
Yeah, he's saying, look at Nike. People are wearing the shoes, and they are complicit in this slavery, this modern day slavery. You're wearing the shoes, you're wearing the apparel, you're endorsing the celebrities.
How can he equivocate that with like previous slavery?
Katie, can you let Samoa land?
Yeah, no.
We're all
I was gonna say she has ADHD, and I wonder if that's generational.
Samoa is making your point. Samoa is trying to make your point. Let him do it.
Yeah.
No, she doesn't like people mansplaining, so I'm just gonna go on.
I love when you mansplain for me, Samoa.
And also to point out,
actually conveying what I'm
No?
saying. Maybe if they heard it
As
from you,
usual.
the articulation would be fine.
Yeah, we need.
Sorry,
Can you mail us it for us, Simone?
Yeah.
Sorry, bro, gotta get the coffee. My bad.
So
Let's
when
go. Go, Dolly.
I'm gonna fucking strangle you.
I love you, Dolly.
When I said we're not that mad about slavery, I succinctly put the last 5 minutes into the 2 to 5 words I use.
Wait, who's not them? Okay, I wrote Sunday sun emoji. Enjoy life. DNA emoji. Instead of wasting your existence here with this stupidity.
Corners of the world where it still functions, and you would not partake in products that utilize those services.
Kick.
So, you would tell me that.
And I take it.
Slaves children overseas, and these factories that paid people like 25 cents to create things for us? Or can we all make it ourselves? Like, can I make an iPhone in America?
Yes, if
No,
it's
you're putting the want for an iPhone over other human experiences.
In America, then they would
Yeah, you
put
can.
people in
you
Congo
could
for
You can
home
make an iPhone in America. You're just not going to get it for 10 cents.
Tali
Okay,
wants
you're
to
not
go
gonna
get
have
her
to buy it.
brunch.
So if a 13-year-old has the technical proficiency to do it, an unskilled labor can push that screen and those little chips into place. Because quite frankly,
But you don't actually need my apologies. You don't actually need an iPhone. You don't. And if you prioritize the human experience over capitalistic sort of
So
wants,
wise. Such
you
intelligence.
it would be less easy to say that you're.
It would be less easy.
No, Tally, you don't understand.
It would be less easy.
Anytime.
Ooh, here we go. Dr. John is kicking in.
I need to be able to have this technology at my hands.
Right, that's right.
Dr. John is an
that's why
exceptionally
Trump's
stupid
allowing you
person.
to pay,
But we
these,
love him here because he's an
low,
American, but he's
cost
stupid.
because of the fact
That's
that
okay
he
though,
is
because we're
endorsing
filming
slavery.
super
Slavery
stupid
facts.
The
hypnosis.
reason why he's given the exception for computers, chips, and cell phones to Apple because he's beholden to the oligarchy class and that he is endorsing slavery. Orange man bad.
Orange man bad. Orange man bad. Orange man bad.
But see, that's the case. Somebody was saying earlier that that all that bad stuff's gone away, right? But I'm seeing even in that trope, okay, just upholding what we agree is a necessary harm. Certain people they're just gonna have to be enslaved.